Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to this qualifying analysis. I'm going to cover a few of the interesting topics at the moment in Formula 1 as well. Let's start with the regulations. I think Ross Brawn there has done an epic job, really genius. I think everything comes together perfectly, making the cars more simple, which is going to decrease the gaps between the best teams and the worst teams. Also making the aerodynamics such that all the dirty air gets put up, so it doesn't go right into the guy following, so up above the guy following, so the guy following has much cleaner air. At the moment, if you follow, you lose like 45% of your downforce today, which is massive. That's why you can hardly overtake, or sometimes it's difficult to overtake. And in 2021, it's only been 10%, so a huge difference. So following, you only lose 10% of your downforce, and therefore you're going to be able to follow close and hopefully overtake. So that's a huge step forward. Also with the cost cutting, I think that's great, to keep it at 175, excluding drivers, top 3 personnel and marketing. But to keep it at 175, I think really is going to help smaller teams with the smaller budgets to have a chance. All of this to make it more unpredictable, and to just decrease those gaps. You know, the best team is still going to win, but it's going to decrease the gaps a lot and make it all a bit more, mix it all a bit more, and things like that, so that smaller teams might even have a chance to have a podium occasionally, maybe even a race win. So I think that's perfect. Still, it's going to be very, very difficult to police the cost cap, because I've heard already from one of the leading designers, and he's like, yeah, but we're just gonna pretend as if the development is for our road car, but actually it's gonna be for our Formula 1 car, and that's how you find ways around that. So they're really going to have to put a lot of effort into policing that, because everybody's going to try and find gray areas. And there's like teams who already now are putting like group of people together just to find loopholes in this cost-cutting regulatory framework. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one for the FIA to check. But anyway, I think it should be fine. Then we can cover the bumpy track. So today I think that played quite a role as well. And to explain to you why is a bumpy track a problem in a Formula 1 car. So the problem is, of course you could just make the car softer and raise the car up, and then the bumps wouldn't be a problem anymore. But if you do that, you instantly go a lot slower. You have to run the car absolutely solid on the floor, because every little millimeter that you're able to drop that car lower is just pure performance, and it's a lot of performance. So you have to run the car absolutely on the floor, and therefore every bump just goes straight up your spine. And it's proper hard, you know, especially if it's end of straight or first part of braking. We have the most downforce on, and the car is pressed down most. It just goes straight into your spine, straight into your brain, and it hurts. It hurts a lot. So that's why it was tough out there, I think, for those guys today. And they all said that it was the most bumpy thing they've ever experienced, even more than street circuits like Singapore, you know. So it's really, really bad. So they have to find some sort of cure for that for next year. Don't know how they're going to do it, but I think they're going to have to do that to improve the track in that sense. And then, yeah, to today's qualifying, I mean, it was so great because it's just so unpredictable at the moment, and that's fascinating, because the 5 guys always have the chance for pole. Today it was Valtteri, who pulled an epic lap out the bag, and he's the favorite then tomorrow as well for the race. Vettel did really well. It's really nice to see him come back on form at the moment, even in qualifying, and his greatest strength is in the race tomorrow. His race pace has been awesome, so he has a great chance. He's a favorite as well. Behind there, Max Verstappen, great job in qualifying. He might struggle a little bit more in the race, I think, generally with pace, but still he's right up there. Leclerc, for once, a little bit weaker today, but always doing a great job. And then Lewis just having his worst qualifying of the year, I think, more or less, and just struggling, but never write him off. As we know, you know, it's still an opportunity tomorrow. Strategy-wise, I think it's going to be quite interesting as well, because it's going to be people starting with the mediums, and it's one stop, you go to soft, but because the front pack is probably going to be quite close, someone is going to try the undercut and start stopping early, which is going to force all of them to stop early, and then it's going to be a battle at the end when all the tires are degrading on those soft at the end of the race, and it gives a huge opportunity for some people to just go massively long. Particularly, I'm thinking about Lewis here, because he's starting at the back of the pack, being 5th. He could just run it really, really long with that medium tire, and then bolt on the soft at the end and just hammer it with some record laps and try and get through the pack and maybe even have a chance to win. So I think we're looking forward to some exciting racing tomorrow, I think. And start, the start is going to be epic. Turn 1, so wide, you can just dive down the inside. I think there's going to be a lot of fun action at the start there tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to be enjoyable. And let's see if Lewis can clinch that 6th title, which is most likely, of course. But Valtteri is doing all he can to keep it alive at the moment, to keep it going for one more race with a pole position. So great job there. And that's it. So thanks for tuning in. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And stay tuned, because right after this video, in a couple of hours, my behind-the-scenes race vlog from today here in Austin is going to go live. Had some cool conversations, met some great people, some cool behind-the-scenes action. And I got the most legendary quote from one of our F1 world champions, Mario Andretti, and he said it live on camera for you guys, which was great fun. So check that out. And then 2 more videos coming tomorrow as well, so tune in for those. Thank you very much. Enjoy the race tomorrow. Bye bye.